You see my films, and
how about with that one?
so when you see my films and you see someone in their 60s, 70s, 80s, whether they're white, black, Latino, that's because I do not discriminate against age, race, gender, sexual orientation. I am a man, a filmmaker that makes films for everyone and will put everyone who is aspiring to be great in my films.
Isn't that wonderful? So you and I, that's why we like each other. We've got a question for this. Holy moly, see? We need more people like you, Mikey.
Yes.
We definitely do. Now, how can anybody get in touch with you and hold of you?
Well, before we do,
yes,
this is the first time I'm going to make this announcement, and then I will give you my information. Ninon, you've been supporting me for a while.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the first journalist that gets to... I have just signed on to write, produce, and direct the film Punish Her about Big Pun and his sister and the mom. Big Pun is one of the biggest rappers who's no longer with us, and I am producing and co-directing along with Pun's sister that film.
How wonderful.
You got the announcement first.
And I get the announcement first. Isn't that amazing? See what happens? I mean, you know, the unexpected, and I never know anything that's going on. I mean, you know, obviously, but thank you so much. That's amazing.
When you go to break,
beautiful.
if you look to your left,
yes,
I did a casting here today, and I put Big Pun's mother on the phone with his sister, and we may have a young lady.
That lady?
Yes. She's going to be working along with us, maybe playing Big Pun's mother. Not maybe, she'll definitely be playing Big Pun's mom.
What's her name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, come here a second. Stephanie.
So I want you to meet
Stephanie. I know I'm going out of track here, but that's okay. This is Stephanie. I want them all to know Stephanie. And Stephanie will obviously be in his New York film.
Yeah, and I was supposed to make the announcement tomorrow, but since I'm here now,
making the announcer. I got the announcer.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations
to
you too, Stephanie.
So you guys can definitely...
You know something, you've got to understand in this world, you never know what's going to happen, and the unexpected happens. So I want to thank you, Mikey Jay. I want to thank you. Absolutely amazing. You are absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to everything you're doing. How can everybody reach you?
Well, y'all can reach me on my Twitter at Team Mikey Jay. Y'all can reach me on Instagram at Mikey Jay's IG, or you can just type in MikeyJay. My Facebook is Mikey J in parentheses Michael Stephen hyphenated Paul. You can just go to my IMDb Internet Movie Database at Mikey J, or just Google me. Brand new magazine covers have dropped on me. There's so much that's been going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
But I get the first. I love it. Thank you so much, Mikey Jay. My friend forever. We will be right back with our next guest. I want to thank Social Media Shows. That is my producer, and of course, Pureza is my producer. So this is all going through, you know, this particular company. She's actually taken over me. She's kind of taking care of everything I do, and it's absolutely wonderful. And with people like you, all we do is march forward. Thank you. We'll be right back with the next guest. Take care.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests are mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Merrill, which is on Sahara and the corner of Decatur. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really, really cool. It's really great. But what we do is we go to different restaurants. So we promote all of you out there. We promote Vegas, and that's why we call it Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to tune in, YouTube, and watch our show, and become part of Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests are mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit,
live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything So let's bring the community together. And let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond.
Welcome to the exciting Ninon show at the moment, which is called Vegas Live with Ninon. But I have a gentleman right next to me that I've actually known for quite a long time. David. How do you pronounce it?
The Alba.
De Alba. David De Alba. Now, we have been going back and forth with emails, and you wanted me to bring my crew to your house.
Yes, because
Now, I want to know why, because we don't really do that.
you don't do it, but I thought I have had
and you kept-
I have had historians from Africa, New York, San Francisco come to my home because I have one of the most beautiful Judy Garland and Oz items in the country. It's a museum worth thousands of dollars, and that's
Now
what we're
David's
giving-
going to make me feel really guilty.
Well,
But I'm not going to feel guilty.
No, but you can always come over with her and see it.
We're
anyway,
we're going to come and see
because
it.
gorgeous anyway.
But you look so beautiful. You are really, look at you dressed up. It looks better than I do.
And if I take too long and my makeup will crack, I'll look like the wicked witch of the West.
Now, what are you doing at the moment
Okay.
in your career?
Well,
what are you
well, what I've been doing lately, technically, I have been interviewed in documentaries because I'm the only one left from the famous Finocchio Club.
Pinocchio
cast.
Club. Good Lord alive. That does go back some time.
Yeah,
Who
and
was in that club? Who
Well,
was-
in the club, we had, the famous Laverne Cummins who passed away, Carol Wallace, DMC, and the list goes on. And I was hired as the Latin American singing highlight of the show. And I was there from 1971 to 1989. Then, of course, the club is closed now because the
Yes.
owners died, and all my friends are dead.
Well, you've got me as a friend now.
Yes, I know.
Like, oh, last-
All my Pinocchio Club kids, I just talk to them all the time. I'm talking to the spirits. I said, why in the
Where's it
hell
all gone?
you people left me? I'm like a pyramid left behind.
Well, all I can turn around and say is you should have dealt with a younger group.
Yeah,
You should have had a younger group in there, and then they'd still all be alive.
yeah, but
But you couldn't
that's
do
a
that
problem. I was the youngest then, and they were the older
then. And that's why
ones.
you're still hanging around here.
That's right, you know.
So how long have you been in Vegas? How long?
Well, I've been here since 2004,
Oh.
and I have done a lot of shows here. You know, I perform in theaters here. One of the beautiful places I liked is closed now, of all things, called the Annex Theater.
Even the theaters are closed.
The theater,
Holy
I
shit.
said, thank God my late partner filmed me, so I am all over YouTube
Oh, how
from these
nice.
shows.
Oh,
So
how
at least I can go and say, oh wow, they brought me some flowers. This lady came from.
Are you living
you-
vicariously?
Yeah, I look. I said, you don't look too bad. He looks rather pretty as Judy. Wow, David, you know. But you know, it's hard.
With all your life and what you've done and the people you've mixed with, what is one of your most outstanding moments that you think,
Oh.
thank goodness, I've reached the epitome of where I really want to be
Well,
and what I like?
The most, to me,
For you, of
was
course you.
to me the most climatic thing was when I got to meet. I was a teenager once or twice in Chicago. I got to meet the real Judy Garland, and I got to see her 3 times. And the last time, she came out after the show, dressing. I can still see her in a beautiful cocktail dress with a beige bow, and they had people lined up here and here, and she would
You
walk.
must have been quite young then.
Yeah, I was about 18.
18 years, I was going to say.
So then she says, did you like the way I sang? I said, of course I like
The way you-
it sang. In those days, I could have brought, I had a playbill, I could have brought a camera to take a photo once you're a teenager.
But we didn't
before-
do that at those days, did
you know,
we?
so
We
I
didn't-
thought, how
we were-
stupid. So now I said to her, I did say to her, I am from Cuba and I do impersonations of you every week at the very famous
How
nightclub.
did she take that?
She says, do you like me that much? And I said, of course I do. Then my mother was dressed beautifully in front of me. And my mother says, will you kiss my son? Now, I never forget, Judy becomes Dorothy Gale of Kansas. And she says to me, how I wish I had a mother like you have. Now, if you read about Judy's mother, she was not very nice to Judy. So I never forgot when she said that about, I wish I had a mother,
Mother
like you
your
have.
mother.
And-
And that stuck in your mind,
In,
didn't
in my
it?
mind.
That
Then she
stayed
gave
there.
me a kiss
That's
and she says,
beautiful.
darling, I really would love to come and see you perform, but I have to go on tour tomorrow and I have to go to the hotel. I'll lay down so I can be alert. and then 8
Why
months.
did you go into Judy Garland? Why was that
Oh,
your choice?
yeah, but then here comes the thing. 8 months later, after that, she passes away in London.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I got to Judy, I got to meet a very well-known, I always forget his name, hairdresser in Chicago, who said to me, I like to make you up for Halloween. I have in mind who you look like. So he made me up and he
That's
says,
Judy Garland.
you look like Judy. I said, can you sing like Judy? I said, well, nobody can sing like Judy. He says, you know what you can
Try.
do? Yeah, he says, we'll put her recording on and you sing over her voice like a duet. I said, oh, so I sang over her voice.
Yeah.
And eventually, when I got to work at Finocchio's and other venues, I actually sang with no record, just my arrangements
own
and me.
voice,
And of course, I would say to the audience, if I was a real Judy, I wouldn't be here. I would be in the Palladium in London.
Yes, but you were doing what you were doing and you were getting...
Yeah.
Now, you must have been like 19, 20 at that time.
18.
18
It was
still,
it was
still
a
a-
young,
yeah.
yeah, it was a young kid. So
Yeah.
when I got to work at Finocchio, I was in my early 20s. I was a very young kid, you know.
And so that became your career.
So that became, before impersonations, I danced as a boy. But they said, you know, if you dance as a boy, unless you become somebody like Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire, it's very difficult to make it. But if you get in drag and you look pretty, well, when
And
I
that's-
was young, I looked pretty. I had pretty hands, pretty eyes.
But you're still
You know-
pretty.
You know, so
Isn't he pretty?
It wasn't hard
Come
to.
on, tell me.
Yeah. it wasn't hard. I sure brought some recorded applause from Carnegie Hall,
Yeah.
so I can play.
You
so,
were in Carnegie Hall?
No,
No,
but
but she did. Yeah, Judy was.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I
we
brought
got all the applause from
But,
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, so anyway, so I fit the bill at Finocchio's because Mrs. Finocchio, we had a lot of Latin American tours that came from,
Okay.
Venezuela.
So
and
with
stuff.
all this going on, all this happening, so your greatest thing was meeting Judy Garland, and you kind of became a Judy Garland. That's what you kind of
Yeah,
do.
and then
But
I-
you do impersonate other people
Yeah,
as well.
I did that. I did add Liza after she did cabaret.
Oh yeah, she was
But
fabulous, Liza
my
Minnelli.
forte was always my Latin act because I still have an accent. So
Oh really?
yeah, a Cuban accent, not a heavy accent, but still it's a little accent. So
A little accent you have.
my act, so my
We all
act,
have an accent. I've got an accent.
yeah, my act was called by my partner Boy Chick because I'm a boy doing a chick.
Chick.
So,
So you were a boy chick.
So they would say David as Boy Chick, and I would sing gorgeous Latin songs, and because we had a lot of Latin American audiences, they appreciated me singing. And then, of course, for the American audiences, Mrs. Finocchio said, "You better sing in English too, so they know you're bilingual." So I would do one in
He loves
Spanish.
talking, doesn't he? He loves to talk.
Yeah, well, if I don't talk, I'll never see you again.
You'll see me again. Don't worry. Don't worry. This has been going on for some time. He's trying to get me to go to his house. I said I don't really do that, and now eventually I got him to come to my set.
To your set.
And I love that you're coming to my set. 'Cause
Well,
I get to see you. He even blends in with the whole thing, everything, with the colours and the whole
A
thing.
friend of
You
mine
must
said,
have-
"You
must
better
have
blend." He said, "You
blend
better
in.
bring the right jacket so you'll blend." And I said, "I don't want to blend. I want to stand
Just
out."
stand out. There you go. He
But
wants to
it's
stand
so
out. and be
lavender
himself.
anyway.
So what are you doing now as of your career? Are you
Well,
still
now-
performing,
yeah,
or are you,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Well, now I put together a show called An Evening with David de Alba, in which I would like to find a little venue here in town. I have in mind where.
Where?
Well, but you need connections. One is called the Nevada Room.
Oh, the Nevada Room. So let's make connections with the Nevada Room.
It would be
Anybody
ni-
out there who knows
yeah,
the Nevada
Would be
Room?
nice, because it's
Well, you should get to know Kelly Clinton. Isn't Kelly Clinton
I
there?
don't
I
know
believe
her.
she is.
Anyway, but in this show, I talk about my arrival from Cuba, how I became connected with Judy.
And is there any other people in the show, or
No,
is it just one?
no,
Just you.
Yeah, me. And then what I
And how
have,
long is the show?
the show is about an hour long. I do have videotapes of some of the performers from
That
Finocchio's.
come in that you bring
So
in.
I can bring and say this was so and so, this was, but I do a lot of not so called
Maybe
jokes,
we'll
but
get my
anecdotes.
producer. Anecdotes. Yeah.
Anecdotes about why I got to do and I sing. I would say, okay, I'm going to sing for you, for a change a cappella. I would sing something in
You're
Spanish.
gonna go and sing.
Okay, my theme song was I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take this town and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live, live, live until I die. Quiero vivir, quiero cantar. Quiero vivir, quiero soñar. Quiero vivir, amar, reír, cantar. Quiero vivir, vivir hasta morir. Por eso canto, por eso río. Vivo la vida, vivo feliz. Por eso canto, por eso río y digo así. Hallelujah, I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take this town and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live, 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 live until I die.
There we go. We've got a table. I didn't even know you had all this talent. I knew you had talent, but I mean, you still got the talent. You
Yeah.
can still do it.
Yeah,
and you
still
can
the
get
voice
out
is
there.
there. I sing one key lower than before, but a key lower that I
Well,
used
that
to
does
sing.
it does.
But what do you expect once you are between 40 and death? I mean, from
You know,
Maine.
sometimes- you know what I see with entertainers, and it's very unique with entertainers out there. They never give up. I don't care how old they are.
No.
They never, especially an entertainer that sings. They love to sing.
Yeah.
They like to, but they still maintain that voice. How does that happen?
Well, I take a lot of.
Do you sing every day?
Yeah, I sing to myself. I said, I'm going to sing to my dead friends from Finocchio's, and I say to them,
It's all his friends.
smile,
Friends
though
are-
your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there's a cloud in the sky, you'll get by. I said, Why do I have to sing to everybody who's dead? I want to sing to people who are alive too.
Well, I'm going
you
to
know.
suggest you've got to listen
Sure.
to a younger group now. We're
Yeah,
going to make sure he
we had to, but the trouble is, I learned if you get around too young people around you, then you look older. But if you put older
give
people
them-
behind you, then you look prettier.
Yeah, but yours
you
are
know,
all
so,
up- yeah, but
so you have to be
yours are-
careful who you put behind you. This is why.
I don't know, I gave that up a long time ago.
Oh, but you can pass for 41. You're gorgeous.
Oh, you can hang around all this time. 40.
Yeah.
I got down to 41.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
And as long as I'm concerned,
I could marry you.
yeah. You have to
We
te-
said
you have
yes.
to teach
Well,
me.
hang on a second.
You
He
have to
said
teach
yes
me
to-
what to do. Anyway,
Teach him what to do.
what to do. Anyway,
I think so.
but
Well, you never know.
yeah. Well, anyway. So
This is what you would call a strange marriage because
yeah. Oh, there's,
but it would
there's
be
a lot of
wonderful
strange marriage.
marriages going
But
around.
at least I could make you
Well,
up. I could do your hair. You can. I have some beautiful costumes you can wear. So we can change clothes, and we can be like sisters. Because you know what happens?
Sisters.
Yeah, bosom buddies. Because at the end, it seems to be that.
In the end, it really doesn't matter because when you take your first breath and you take your last breath, it's what you do in between it. And it really doesn't matter because it's like people, they're worried about all their clothes and this and that. What am I going to do? And
Yeah.
you can't do anything. You can't take it with you.
No, and the worst part, I believe in spiritism. When you die, you lose all your sexual organs. You're not boy or girl anymore.
We're going to
No, we're going to be unisex on the other side. So,
We are.
Yeah, we are. Unfortunately, we can appear like a girl or a boy, but we don't have the parts anymore. We don't eat anymore.
Okay, well, thank you, David, for coming.
Now I got you scared. Well, it's true.
I don't know when I'm going to come back.
No, I don't want to come back to this planet. I said, maybe another. They said this is one of the hardest planets to incarnate.
Well, I'm going to
And
tell
it's
you.
true.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't work and you don't have things together, you're going to end up on the streets with nothing.
Oh yes. Oh,
So
wow.
you have to work. You have to keep yourself in order. You have to be nice to other people. And when I say you have to be nice to other people, I mean it.
You mean it.
I mean it. You've got to be nice to other people. Let's get all this anger out. Get rid of it all,
Yeah.
and let's just get everybody, a little happier, a little more content to each
I mean,
other.
it's also to have, like I said, I was raised with class and good manners, and that's gone nowadays.
But not with you. It's not.
Not
you
with me.
still maintain
no,
it.
No, I maintain
That's
it,
all you have
but I
to
mean,
do.
but the thing is, I'd like to attract somebody who has class and good manners, so at least we can blend. Because
Together.
otherwise, what happens is.
I don't think it's me.
You have class and good manners. Sure you do. Well, we better have class and good manners.
David, how can anybody reach you?
Oh, they can reach me through you, or otherwise my email is Cuban. It's easy to remember. Cuban Legend.
Cuban Legend.
At cox.net.
Cox.net. Absolutely amazing. I will have you back on my show again.
Oh, I hope so.
But what we all will do, I'll get my producer and we'll come up and see your house. And
Yeah, one
everything
day,
else.
yeah.
And we'll come up one day and we'll check you out.
I think you love it.
I think we'll love it. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
watching Vegas
God
Live
bless.
with Ninon.
Bye-bye.
And it was quite a challenge, this one, I must say.
It's a challenge, eh?
It's been a long time. And when I suddenly realized what David was sitting next to me, I said, oh, you.
Finally,
At last.
you
I
thought,
thought,
oh,
at
David,
last,
he's
at
horrible,
last.
but he's
No,
not.
no, he's lovely.
No,
He's
I just
lovely.
have to be pushy because if
Yeah,
I don't
yes.
push myself, when the hell's going to push me?
No one's going to push you.
That's right.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to go to YouTube and become a member, subscribe and join and do all the above. Go to Facebook, go to all the social medias. And don't forget to come to the Mariposa. It's Mexican cuisine here.
Cocina
It's
and cocktails.
Yes, and
Decatur
cocktails, yeah,
and
it's
Decatur.
Decatur and Sahara. Come down here. It's absolutely fabulous. We'll be right back with our next guest. And you take care out there, okay? Don't be jealous because I got David.
Joe, take photos of me now, quickly.
Welcome to Vegas Live
Friends
with
of
me.
mine.
I'm Ninon, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests. I'm mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Mariposa, which is on Sahara and the corner of Decatur. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really, really cool. It's really great. But what we do is we go to different restaurants. So we promote all of you out there. We promote Vegas. And and that's what we call it, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to tune in, YouTube, and watch our show, and become part of Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests, mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and whole, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Merrill, which is on Sahara and the corner of the Cafe. Absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really good. But what we do is we go to different restaurants. So we promote all of you out there. We like Vegas, and that's what we call it, Vegas Live with Ninon. Tune in, YouTube, and watch our show, and become part of Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests, mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we're in Merrill, which is on Sahara and the corner of the Cafe. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really, really cool. It's really, really great. But what we do is we go to different restaurants. So we promote all of you out there. We promote Vegas, and that's what we call it, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to tune in, YouTube, and watch our show, and become part of Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests, mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Merrill, which is on Sahara and the corner of the Cafe. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really, really cool. It's really, really great. But what we do is we go to different restaurants. So we promote all of you out there. We promote Vegas, and that's what we call it, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to tune in.
Sometimes. Oh, I'm on sudden, didn't know it. I'm going live. By the way, everything we're doing is going live. We're going live streaming. So whatever you see out there is really happening. So if I make any mistakes, which I do. I have Rose Kingsley with me, and she's absolutely amazing. She's been on my show many, many times. And, you know, you have the most incredible energy. Oh, by the way, we're on Vegas Live with Ninon, and I'm Ninon, your host, just in case you didn't know.
That's right, she's Nina, I'm Rose.
Yeah, just to make sure who's who. But you've got the most incredible energy, and it's kind of, you never stop. I mean, I know you don't want to, but
no, of course not.
No, you want to keep going and everything. So
Things
you've
are
got
great.
now February the 24th, you're at the Gatsby.
At the New Gatsby's,
New
which
Gatsby.
is, I understand, the most elegant supper club
I've
now.
been there.
Have you?
And it's absolutely wonderful. It's really beautiful. It's like one of these old supper
Right,
clubs.
it's like, to me, coming from New York, it's like a New York supper club.
Yes.
It's like Feinstein's or Birdland.
No, I'm trying to, you know, there were so many in New York and so many fabulous, more like little cabaret rooms and everything, which
Right.
was fabulous.
Right.
And that's exactly what it
Right.
is in Vegas, so it's absolutely wonderful.
Where they eat first.
Yes.
And then the show.
Yeah, you
and then
eat-
the lights go down.
Yes,
And
absolutely
everybody
fabulous.
goes, "Yay!"
So what have you been up to? I mean, you know, you've just,
So
This
much.
woman never stops.
We have so much going. My second event, which is in March
Yes,
here,
yes.
is going to be for a wonderful charity because you know how I love dogs. And
yes,
you
oh, I love
dogs.
more. How's your new dog, by
She's
the way?
fine.
Is she okay?
She's a diva, though.
Is she oh, she's like you then.
I got the right dog.
You got the right dog. You got two divas.
Oh, trust
Well,
me,
your
she's
poor
a diva.
husband, Ron, what is he okay?
What?
I mean, Norm, does he
Oh,
cope
he
with both
adores
of
her,
you?
and she adores him.
Oh, good.
He's
so
alpha
he
dog.
now has, Norm now has two, he now has two divas.
He's got two divas. Trust me, it's wearing on him now.
No.
she's her name is Mimi, and I think you met her. We brought her last time.
Yes, you did. She's lovely.
Yeah.
She's fabulous.
So our second show, we're doing an event for Heaven Can Wait, which is, it is what it says what it is.
Yes.
They save dogs and cats, and we're doing that on March 13th.
Heaven Can Wait is a foundation. Right?
Foundation.
It's a foundation for animals, for dogs and cats.
Cats.
Is it for all animals or just probably mainly dogs and
I
cats?
think primarily dogs and cats,
Cats.
that they take them in, they save them, they spade them, and they find homes.
And they
for
find
them.
homes for
Yeah,
them.
they
And
find
is that in
homes.
Vegas?
Yes, it's in Vegas.
I love that.
And it's March 13th. We're doing an evening of Johnny Mercer at the Performing Arts Center at Summerland.
Yeah. Now you do a lot of Johnny Mercer.
We do.
Now, why do you do a lot of? I mean, I know why, but I want the audience.
Okay.
Because you can always relate to.
I
Johnny
do.
Mercer.
I
You
relate to.
always-
It started because when I started singing the Great American Songbook, from opera to the Great American Songbook, my musical director became Johnny Mercer's son-in-law, who was married to Mandy Mercer, and we're very close with the Mercer family. And we just did an event in Hollywood honoring Johnny Mercer,
Oh,
and
how
we had
right.
the entire Mercer family there. And
They're
it
a
was
very
great,
large family, aren't they?
pretty much,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah,
large.
yeah.
And we are starting a special podcast
Oh, really?
for it. I believe we're going to call it Mad About Mercer.
Man, that sounds very appropriate.
Yeah, and we have the Mercer family behind us.
Uh-huh.
And we have a fellow by the name of Chuck Granada
So,
who
how are you going to put all this together? What is
we're
actually going
working
to?
on it.
You're working.
We have Chuck Granada, who was the producer with Nancy Sinatra on Seriously Sinatra, and he's now come over with us, and Nancy hopefully will come over with us too. So we'll do, and we got the blessing of the Mercer family, so we can use all of Mercer
So you've got all,
music.
yeah, I was going to say, but you've got all these people that are very well known behind you. Right?
And so we're going to be doing a promo and seeing what, and we'll have celebrities on our show who have sung Mercer
and
music.
will they all be singing? And they'll all, what sort of shows are going to be?
We'll
Is
be
it
playing.
more-
We'll be playing a lot of Johnny songs, and we'll be critiquing, giving history of it, and bringing on singers who
Yes.
have sung Johnny's music. Chuck
Do
Granada.
you think Nancy will sing?
No, Nancy will speak.
Oh, okay.
Nancy won't sing. And Chuck is an aficionado on Sinatra, and he produced Seriously Sinatra with Nancy, called Nancy for Frank.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so we're working on that.
Yeah.
Then we are working on the fact that I've been called back to New York to do 3 shows.
This woman, I tell you, she never stops. And what are you? Are you going to be singing your jazz? 'Cause
Well, I've
she's,
been-
she's it's an opera singer. This is the most famous
Opera
opera singer. Go
singer.
on, oh, do come on, a little bit more.
Yeah, okay, so
No,
that
no
was,
more. That was short-lived, wasn't it?
yeah. And we'll be touring with the an evening of Andrew Lloyd Webber, which we're bringing back here on May 22nd, because I got sick that night. and,
Yes, yeah.
It's the first time that ever happened. So my colleague from the Metropolitan Opera, Alan Glassman, will be back with me.
Well, you were with him before, a couple of months
Yes.
ago. This
Yes,
guy
he's
has
fabulous.
the most amazing voice as well.
Yeah, he's been with the Met for many years, and he also covered
Incredible.
Pavarotti, and
Yeah.
he's fabulous. So anyway, so we're still working on that, and my conductor from the Metropolitan Opera will be back in the desert in Palm Springs, and
But
he
you live in Palm
we live
Springs.
in- we commute.
Yeah, Palm Springs. You're more in Vegas now than you are.
Exactly. We just joined the Corvette Club here in Vegas, so
Oh,
that's
really?
a beginning, okay?
Do you
Plus-
drive the Corvette or does your
Oh,
husband
that's
drive?
his baby.
That's his
But I
baby.
can. He lets me drive.
He lets you drive it. How'd you get in and out of those? You know, they're
It's
low
tough.
cars.
Oh, I know. Once I'm in it, I'm fine. It's
Yes,
getting
it's-
out. I take my shoes off.
Can you
I feel
imagine
like
these two in a Corvette going down Vegas Boulevard? I'm telling you, you're amazing. with a hood down and the whole bed
with the
hair
blonde.
flying.
Yeah.
Here
That's,
I come.
that's cool. That's cool.
I know it's cool. It's fabulous. That's why I say you've got so much energy and you just never.
Too.
And I was
Well,
just
like
saying,
you're the same way.
well, a little bit, not as much as you, though. I don't really sing. But it's like I had another person on, and David, and he also. And I'm saying, why do the singers? They never give up. But they always maintain their voice. It's amazing.
That's
How
because
does that happen?
it's in your soul.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
your soul,
Okay.
and it becomes part of it. And I recently, and I am so excited about this because this is really special
More
to me.
excitement.
I became the cantor of our synagogue, of our
Oh,
service.
how wonderful.
So my great grandfather was a cantor.
Now, I'm ignorant. What is a cantor?
Cantor
in the
is
synagogue?
in the Jewish synagogue,
Yes.
one who recites and sings the prayers. And I will. It is a messianic.
honor.
thing.
Oh,
and
how
last week was my first week, and
How
I
did it
was.
go? Were you nervous?
Yes, more nervous than when I debuted at the Met
Well, you
because
do
I
want to
had
mess it
to.
up. You're in a synagogue. You can't mess it up. You've got to keep.
Everybody said he will forgive you, and I had to
Yes.
sing and speak in Hebrew, and I worked on
So
that.
you can sing in
Yes,
Hebrew,
yes.
and you also speak Hebrew.
Well, kind of. I do
Well,
speak
more than I
Italian.
can do, that's for sure.
Well, I speak Italian, French, and German because of opera.
Yes.
But I really had to learn to speak Hebrew phonetically. So I'm getting better at
Now,
it.
was the synagogue, were they happy with you? I can't
They
see why
were,
they wouldn't be.
because I did the prayers in my opera voice, and they were
Can you
like,
do a little bit of that now? And what is that? And what does that come out in English? What does that mean in English?
That is from one of my signature roles as
Okay.
in the opera Tosca. And I play an opera singer. Tosca
Oh,
is an
Tosca,
opera
yes.
singer in the opera. And she's in a very difficult situation, and she actually walks forward, and it's a prayer to the Lord.
the prayer of the-
And she says, Visi darte, visi d'amore, living for my art, living for my love.
My love.
And please, Lord, help me.
Help me, Lord.
Help me in this
In this
situation I'm in.
That's
So,
darling.
right.
How lovely. Because a lot of people don't understand it and everything. It's nice for them to know what's going on. And
It's kind of like in Pretty Woman when
Yes,
he takes her
yes.
to the opera and she doesn't understand, but he says
he explains.
it will become part. If you love it, it will become
Become part of your heart,
soul.
of your soul.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
And so we're doing jazz on the 24th because I'm now recording.
She's
at Capitol
becoming a
Records.
jazz singer. I mean,
I am
she's
now.
saying goodbye. No, you're not saying goodbye to opera.
Oh, never.
But no. But also, you always wanted to do jazz,
Oh,
didn't you?
yes. I'm a crossover. I'm like, do you remember Barbara Cook?
You know, I know the name.
Barbara Cook was one of the great crossovers. She sang opera on Broadway, but she did Broadway and she did jazz. So did Eileen Farrell, the great opera
Can
singer.
you do a couple of lines of jazz?
Jazz. My mama done told me when I was in pigtails. My mama done told me, hon. So we go from.
So that's from that, but you still got that voice, that
Because
heavy,
you sing
strong
from the
voice.
diaphragm regardless of what you do.
Well, I know. Well, I don't sing, so I don't know where
Yes,
you
you
sing
did. I
from.
told you we're going to
Yeah,
do voice
we're gonna
lessons.
do voice. Oh, yeah, she's got to teach me to sing. There's never too late.
Never.
Okay,
Never.
okay, never
Okay.
too late. Okay,
Good,
so now
good.
we've got this on February the 24th. We're down here at Gatsby's, and that's on Sunset, right?
Sunset and Sunset, yes.
Sunset and Sunset, right on the crossroads.
It's at the
there.
Gambit, and it's inside. It's called Gatsby's.
Gatsby's, yes.
And
yes.
we were with Ronnie Rose, who is quite a
He's very well known. as
very
well.
well known, great jazz singer. And I'm bringing in my conductor, Bobby Corwin. You know
Yes,
Bob.
I met Bobby.
And
He's your piano. He does your
pianist. And it's going to be a great
It's gonna-
evening of the Great American Songbook.
And how can anybody reach you? Because I'm sure
They
after all this
can buy tickets at the door.
Okay.
Number one. And they can call for tickets
Okay.
at 760-636-0000. 0008 or on our website, rosekingsley.com.
Yeah, go to rosekingsley.com. Website gives you all the information that everything is there. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, I
coming.
love you.
Absolutely amazing. I love this woman. Don't forget
I
to go
love you
to
more.
YouTube and subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon, and thank you for the Mariposa for here's where we
Yes.
actually film all the. Hey, how do you like our new place?
I
Isn't
love it.
fabulous?
Very elegant.
It's elegant. It's lovely. It's
Very
wonderful.
elegant.
I got to thank our audience because without you, guess what? Nothing happens. We'll be
That's
right back
right.
with our next guest. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I was going to do pictures. Where's one go?
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have Serene Silverman with me.
Got it.
Yeah, I got it right.
Yes, you did.
How about
First
that?
time.
Surprise, surprise. And now you do many things, but you're an activist in
Yes, I'm a community activist.
a community
There are a number of things
activist.
to
Now,
share.
what does a community activist do exactly? So I mean, I might know, but maybe everybody else out there doesn't know. So what do you do?
I have a passion
You have a passion.
in the community to help people
who are really lost, confused, and don't know the right way to go.
All right, let me give you my number. Let me give you my phone number. Don't forget to remind me to give you my card. You can straighten me out.
I'm sorry. May I add to this? It's I mean, really, this is very important that people know there are many missing teenagers here in Las Vegas by the thousands.
By the
and
thousands.
They run around the streets,
Yes.
and we have pictures of them on these cards that we hand out to people as I meet people.
Okay,
and phone numbers.
let me ask you one
to the police.
question. Let me
Yes,
let me ask you a question. A couple of years ago, I used to quote 16,000, 15, maybe 17, 16,000 homeless young children in Nevada, but mostly in Vegas. Is that still true?
More than that.
It's more than that now.
Yes, there are.
16,000, six is enough.
That's nothing compared to what's happening now because of the pandemic and just children walking away from their families, not knowing where to go and being lost. So we
Well,
have
they
a
actually,
number.
where they live, do you know where they live? They live under the freeways.
That's right, and in tunnels.
In tunnels. There's loads of tunnels in Vegas, and this is where they all live. So pay attention to our younger, do you know that our younger generation do? They're actually going to be the leaders of the world.
Ooh.
The younger generation. Well, what, I mean, we were young. I don't know if I should say this, but I will. I was young. I'll quote myself. I was young once, younger, and we lead. We are the leaders. And so we have to teach those. So these 16,000 kids that, you know, they don't have a bed, they don't have TV, they don't have all this stuff. And this is what you do.
But we have a phone number where if anybody needs to be placed in a safe place, this is a number called 888-3737-888. And if they call that number,
3737
we will find you, we will pick you up, and we will take you to a safe place. And
That's amazing.
And
Okay.
on this card, in fact, one of them has been found, so one of them has been crossed off. Oh, there's one that was crossed off. And here it is, right here. Whoops.
I've got it all for you. Don't worry. We've got a card here.
There it is.
We've got this
This
card.
person
This person has been found.
And the others on the list, there's a phone number linking to a police station. And if you find someone that looks like that, call that number.
Or if you see, you know, if you see
it can be
anything
anywhere.
strange, if
Yes.
you see anything strange with somebody young, and you see something kind of that doesn't 2 and 2 don't make 4, just sort of, you know, make a little
That's right.
inquiry
Yes.
and do something.
Yes.
Let's put this up
Yes,
there. Let's
yes,
put that
yes.
up there too
And
as well.
also, I want you to share that.
Okay, so we've showed all that.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute, you've left something out here. There's the,
Yes,
the,
that's-
the big search.
That's right. That's the big organization.
That's the
that
big
has-
organization. That's the big
for
search.
finding missing children in Las Vegas.
Missing children, and there's thousands of them that
That's
you just
right,
heard.
that's
And
right.
I know that for a fact. So
Yes, and there's about 4 or 5 teenage home places, safe home places
The safe-
that they can go.
that they can go to.
Yes, and also, if they go to a terrible Hearst gas station, that's a safe place.
Oh, is it?
Not many people know that.
Okay, so
But
that's
that's-
the terrible house.
That's right.
So go there.
Go there,
And if they
and
do
they'll
go
pick-
there, what do they do?
They will wait there, and someone will pick them up and take them to a safe haven.
How would
A
when
teenage
when
safe
they
haven.
go there? Who do they talk to? What do they do? Because this is all
The
very
manager
different.
or whoever's there that knows what's going on
Okay.
will alert.
So they just walk into the place
That's
and
right.
say, "I'm a lost child, or I'm
That's
lonely, or
right.
whatever the case
I
is.
need a place
I
to
need
stay.
help. I need to. Okay, I need a place to stay."
Yes.
And then they will call somebody
Yes.
and do something.
Unfortunately, the ones who are on the street now, they really have no idea where to go. I talk to them all the time, and I try to give them money or food, and they just don't know. And so
They don't.
I just guide them when I can.
Whatever you
when I
can
see
do,
them.
you do.
And also, another very important thing I want to share
Okay. Here we
is
go. It's all
that we
important.
need to change the political system that's going on right now.
Uh-oh, here we
in
go,
Nevada.
politics.
And we want to have conservative people as running our government, especially our governor. So this gentleman, a doctor, Dr. Fred Simon,
Dr. Fred
he
Simon.
is a retired trauma surgeon, and he's running for governor. So I'm going to hand out these to people here if they want. He's telling all about himself and
let me
why
take a look at
he
this.
is the best.
Dr. Fred Simon,
Candidate
MD
for running.
governor.
Yes.
Okay. And this is final roll call. Okay, so
Yes.
I'll put that up there as well.
Yes.
Okay. I'll
And,
put that there.
and I just want to give it a
This
list.
is fine. I'm learning.
I
I'm,
just
not-
wanna
I'm,
give-
I'm learning what's going on in this town.
I just want to give the names of the people who are running, who are faith-filled conservative candidates.
Okay.
And that's really important to know. Because people out there who vote, I don't know, they vote for looks, they vote for someone they may know or familiar, but these are
Whatever.
the people that we need to know about. Dr. Fred Simon,
Okay.
who's running for governor. And we need, this is Chantel Mendenhall. She's running for U.S. Senate.
Okay.
And we have
This is
Clark
cool.
Rousset, who's running for U.S. Congress. I know people aren't going to remember these names, but maybe they
No,
will.
but write them down. But it
Never
doesn't
know.
matter. We're going streaming on this, so people will pick
Oh,
this
that'd
up.
be
So
great.
we're
That's right.
streaming on
Thank
this,
you,
so
thank you.
everything you say is going
Wonderful.
out there right away.
Wonderful.
Okay.
We have Sigal,
Lovely.
Sigal Chatal.
You do a lot of work, don't you?
Yes, we do.
You do a lot of work for the state of Nevada.
Plus, can I add one thing in between this?
Yes.
I'm also a volunteer at the First Choice Pregnancy Services for the last 9 years.
First choice
Pregnancy
pregnancy
ser-
services.
Yes.
And what exactly do you
women
do?
come in thinking that we're an abortion clinic, which we are not. We give free urine analysis and free ultrasound. And some women come in ready to hand us money thinking, well, I just want to pay you for an abortion. No, we don't do
You
abortions.
don't do abortions.
No. We go, no.
Do they have a
don't
lot
do
of
it.
that in Vegas? Do you have a
Oh,
lot?
oh gosh. We are the
I asked
busiest.
the wrong question.
We are the busiest pregnancy center in the nation, and we're the smallest. And that's been determined already by Dr. James Dobson from Colorado Springs. He's already analyzed and done the statistics on our organization.
Okay.
But
So-
just to continue with the people who are running for, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. No, she's excitable. She's got a whole thing planned ahead. I love it.
Annie Black is running for state
Annie
assembly.
Black. That's a great name. Annie Black. Okay.
District 19. I don't know if you're in District 19, but she's in District 19.
Whatever district you're in.
Dr.
doesn't
John Patnick, State Assembly, 19.
Okay.
And Stan Heights. We need to have this man as sheriff. He used to be a police
He's a
officer.
sheriff?
No, we want him to be
matter. Oh, you
sheriff.
want him to be sheriff? So he's a police officer
He was
now?
a police officer for 23 years. He's retired, and he's a
So
wonderful
now he's
man.
running for sheriff.
Oh, he's a wonderful man. Oh my gosh, yes. And
It's all
Erica,
very intriguing, isn't it? I like this.
and Erica Neely, who's running for the school board. The school board needs to be changed here in Las Vegas.
Well, what would you like to see change in the school board? Because we've had
How
so
long
much.
do we have? We don't
We've
have
had
enough
so
time.
much about the schools because of the COVID-19. So it's been going on in schools all over the world, but schools all over America. And there's been a lot of this and a lot of that and a lot of like this and not like. So what-
Between critical race theory and the things that they're bringing into kindergarten, we go on and on about the terrible things that are happening. Telling little girls, if you want to be a boy today, you can be a boy. And just what boy's name would you like to use? Which is
Okay.
not. So you get the idea.
Are
of
too
where it's
young
going.
for that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to get involved.
No,
Are
that's
you all
why
that?
we don't want
Because
to
I-
bring that up. Just a
Well,
couple
it's
more
not that we
names.
don't want to. It's just that, I can't go on either
Okay,
side or anything. But
So we got Billy Mitchell for county commissioner, and Felicia Patterson for state assembly, and that's what I have right now.
It's
Those
a
are
lot.
the- Those are the.
If you can't remember them
Faith-filled-
all, this is going to be on YouTube. And when you watch it play, you can stop it and take the name if you want to. So if there's anything you want to do, you can do out there.
Yes.
Now, I want to get on to another subject because you're kind of an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Shall we put these
No, it's
up
okay.
there?
All right, I'll just hold this. This is really important.
This is that something. Oh, well, let's go for that too then. Let's do that
This is
first.
my. This is my thing.
That's your thing. Is this? Oh, this is what I wanted.
This is what I have been really passionate about for the last year. And,
Only a year?
A year.
Okay.
Only a year.
So-
And I'm wearing one of the patches. This is called the stem cell patch, and all that's in it is salt, water, and different frequencies of light phototherapy.
Okay.
They're very,
And what does
very
this do?
intricate. The minute I wear this, my body goes into repair, reverses my aging.
All right. So you give me
increases my
about
stem cell.
100. You give me about 100 of those stickers, and I can put them all over my
No,
body.
no, all you need is a month supply.
And then I can really be young again. And I
One
can.
a day. But you can only wear it for 12 hours, and 12 hours off, with a glass of water to hydrate your cells.
Okay.
And we're
So
saying
you
it's
put
reversing
you
my
put it
aging.
any part of your body, or you
Part
put it.
of the body that's hurting, or wherever you hurt, but this one is specifically a glutathione, so it takes the toxic atmosphere away from my body. It puts me in a healing stage, and not only that, but
Does it make you
elevates-
younger?
Well, I don't know how I look at these bright lights, but I feel like I'm about 35.
Okay.
I've got
Well, I'll do, then I definitely want them all over my body.
I'll be
This is
80 in
amazing.
June, so
You'll be how old?
80 in
You'll be 80 in.
June. Yes.
Wow.
And so I just
What date in June?
June 15.
15. I'm June 19th. So
Are you really?
You've got
A
two
Gemini?
Geminis sitting
Oh,
here, which
wow,
is
look at
really,
this
really.
action.
You know, every time that you say, "Well, what sign are you?" I say, "I'm a Gemini." Oh no. And I don't know what the oh no bit is, but I know we're double. We're
But
kind
we
of we're
are
twins.
balanced Geminis.
We're balanced.
We are balanced Geminis. That's a
Thank
big
you.
difference.
Big
Why?
difference.
Why?
Well, I can tell the way who you are. You are balanced. You're right in the middle. You've got the male and the female counterparts that come together, and you agree perfectly.
I like what she's saying. I'll go for it.
Well,
100%.
It's true.
I love that.
It's true. That's who you are.
I'm balanced at the moment. Put it that way.
You're balanced. Yes, you are.
Absolutely.
You are balanced.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so what I just wanted to share that these stem cell patches are the fastest growing segments of anti-aging in the world
See,
today.
I knew the anti-aging. I love that.
That's what it is. And what it is, in this patch, it is a GHK. It elevates my copper peptides. If you go to Google and you put in copper peptides, it'll say it reverses aging.
I love that. I love
So I'm in the stage.
reversing
I got
aging.
2 more years to go to get the wrinkles going
I
away.
don't know if I want to pass away and start all over again, because I know what the mistakes I made and the things I'd like to rectify.
What, you change them like that?
Just change them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all you do. Just change them.
Yes.
Well, you know.
Yes.
And you don't make mistakes. You really don't, because everything that doesn't go right, you learn by. So it's not a mistake, it's something you can learn by. So I think anybody out there think, oh, I made this and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. It's nothing to do with that at all. It's all to do with learning. And then if you don't have the mistake, how are you going to learn?
That's right.
Right?
You got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So what's your next project? She's got
Oh my goodness, this is my next project. Oh, I'm still looking for missing children.
Missing children
teenagers.
is your
And
main
we
thing.
go up that, and also on Friday I will go to the pregnancy center and make sure that the women that come in understand that if they want an abortion, that they're taking away the blessing that God has given them,
Yes.
the jewel, the gem, because the consequences of it are so drastic. Suicide, depression, anxiety. After they do the
I was
abortion,
going
they
to say,
wake up.
after they have the
They
abortion.
wake up and they think, oh,
Why did I do
could have
that?
kept
Yeah.
Yes.
They
I could have
wonder.
kept that baby.
How many young ladies come in a day?
Oh my gosh, let's see. Right now, it's just about closed today, but today is Wednesday.
Wednesday?
It could be about 32 or maybe 25.
That many?
You wouldn't believe it. And when I'm there, sometimes we don't have a lot of advocates. I'm an advocate,
Yes.
counseling advocate. We may not have enough for that day. They come in like that, 10, 15, 20, and we got to.
Do most of them come in to get an abortion?
Not all of them.
Not
no,
all of them.
No,
They come in to get advice, where they can go, what they do.
no. We won't tell them where to go for the abortion. We tell
No,
them.
no, no. I mean, but get advice to keep the child.
That,
and to
yes,
help.
and
So-
sometimes they don't want to know about that.
So why do they come in to see you then?
To get a free ultrasound
Okay.
and to get a urine analysis, which is a very fine-tuned urine analysis.
Okay.
So it will determine whether they really are positive, and then the ultrasound will determine whether they have a viable pregnancy. That's the key for them coming in.
Okay.
Why do you want to have an abortion if you may not need one? Because if you go and get an ultrasound with us, you'll know whether there's really a baby on the
Or is a
ultrasound
baby
screen.
on there? I don't know,
And
'cause-
sometimes when they see the baby, they say, I don't want to hear the heartbeat. I don't want to hear the heartbeat. I'm leaving. And they go and they get it.
How old are most of these?
Oh, but would you believe we've had 50-year-olds in there? We've had 5 abortions. 5 abortions. And they were wanted their 6th, and I just prayed that she'd be negative, and she was negative. You know, it just, fortunately, she didn't have
But mostly it's young people,
all ages.
all ages.
13, 18, 21, 27,
Tough.
35.
And you help them, or you just let them know what's going on?
We
and
let them know the
what's-
consequences of their actions
of that.
and the blessings that come from having a baby.
Well, what you're doing, Serena, is wonderful.
So I'm just doing the best I can.
Yes, you are, and you're doing a wonderful job, and I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Especially helping the younger generation. I think
Yes,
they're amazing.
yes.
How can anybody reach you?
Oh, yes,
for any
please.
advice?
And not only that, but if you reach me, I will gift you one of these patches, and you will see right away any part of your body that is hurting. You'll see how fast it'll go away. Whether your vertigo, your balance, your pain in your joints, your knees, whatever, your back. I'm telling you, this has been around for 17 years in 81 countries. And the name of the company is called Life Wave. And you can reach me.
Life Wave, all right,
Yes,
that's
you can
cool.
reach me at 702-596-5757. My name is Serene, and call me anytime. I'm
That's
up night and
wonderful.
day.
Night and day, she's ready for you.
I'm ready.
Well, Serene, thank you
Thank
for all the
you.
information, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for trying to take care of our younger generation. I think that's very important. At least we know there's somebody out there trying to help them.
Many people
Many-
around
many
the world.
people are
We
out there
we
to
go
help.
out in pairs. We can't go out alone.
No, because you don't know what might happen.
That's
I
right.
think. So you've got to take care of
Yes,
yourselves.
that's right.
Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon.
Thank you.
I'm obviously your host, and we'll be right back with our next guest. Welcome to Off the Cuff. Yes, this is a show between. This is Janet, and I'm Ninon.
Hello,
We kind
Ninon.
of pick on each other, don't we?
All the time.
All
You pick
I
on
pick
me.
on I pick on Janet all the
time.
time because I'm trying to organise her and I'm trying to get her back into. See, look, oh, she's laughing.
Get me back into life.
Yes, I'm trying to get, but I don't know if I have to do that because you're running around more than I am.
I am. You know what?
What?
Traveling and driving. I put 3,000 miles on my car, literally in 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks.
Yes, I swear.
Where
But
have you been? And you
I've
haven't
been to
you haven't
Timbuktu.
even told me about all these places you've
Well,
travelled.
the places I can't talk to you about. darling.
Why?
Well, they're
Uh-oh, here we
private.
go.
They're private things. But no, seriously, from LA to Vegas, Vegas to Palm Desert, and I'm driving
So
all
why
the
do you like to travel when you get to these places? What do you do? See, here we
That
go.
is a good question, darling.
So
that's
why do you go?
Well, no, it's usually for a particular reason. Yeah. I mean, appointments, and then I do go to my daughter's house. Sometimes she's on location. I take
Do you
care-
think you're a
take-
little muddled up in life? Because, you know, we're two older women in Vegas of all places. I don't know what we're both doing. We're both from England and we're in Vegas and I don't know what we're doing. And we're older, we're in Vegas and we're trying to find a couple of guys. So we're like sisters, so we need a couple of like brothers or something. Is that what we
Well,
do?
brothers, cousins, uncles, who cares? As long as it's
She's
two
really-
guys.
As long as there's two guys.
Well, we don't want to share one, or
No, I'm not sharing anything with
Oh, okay.
anybody.
All right,
No,
oh.
I've done.
we're over that.
Well, I don't know. I'm quite sure that when I was younger, that I shared, without knowing it, a guy.
Well, I knew a few.
You knew a
I
few.
knew a few times, but
Now, you've been married a couple of times, right?
no, I have been married one time. One time, I was
Oh.
married. I was married actually to a very nice man
So what did you do? Why did you get rid of him?
because I don't like being married. I didn't like being married. I
So
can't
you,
help it.
So you like to live with men?
No, I don't. No, what's the difference? No, I like to be on bike. I need a lot of space. I want to come and go. I think I'm too selfish to
Now,
be married.
I'd have, yeah, probably. I know I am. Now, so we're both selfish.
Yeah. And you can't be. To be married, you've got to be totally
You've got to give and
unselfish.
take a little bit.
I don't-
Take. You don't want to
Well,
give.
I want to give when I want to give. When
And when is that?
I don't know. I don't know when that is.
See what happens to when people get older, and
Yeah.
we get a little older. I don't know if we know what we want. I mean, you don't seem to sound as if you know what you
I
want.
don't. No, you know what?
But then you suffer from that heat thing.
I do. Isn't that funny? I am
I
the
had a
hottest
stay in my
person
house.
I know. In
That's it. No, that's just in heat,
in heat. Yeah, in heat.
not
no.
on heat.
No, whatever. It means that I get hot very quickly. I find it warm in here. It's not overly warm, and I know it's a basic temperature in
Yes,
here.
it's basic, yes.
But I,
So
of course,
why are you so
I-
fussy? I mean, you know, you're
it's
older.
it's not fussy, darling. Are you talking about the heat now? Or?
Yeah, the heat.
No,
Well, you're-
I've always been.
she thinks I switch conversations that fast, which I do actually anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So are you thinking are you going back to the old age home? Palm Desert or
Desert.
something? Palm Desert. She's
Yeah,
moved to Palm Desert.
I go back and forth, and I go back and forth to LA,
and I also come back and forth here.
Yeah, yes.
So I've got 3 places that I'm
So that's
back
why
and
you travel. Do you like being in a car driving
I do.
all the time?
Well, I do.
She's in a car driving all the time by herself. I don't get it.
Oh, I like that. I like
So
putting-
maybe you should live in a car.
Yeah, great idea. As long as it's not a,
Excuse my sister, will you please? I'm trying to straighten her out.
there's
And
no
she's
way.
trying to straighten me out.
There's no way, darling.
No?
No, but I did have a good idea. I was thinking.
You
You
were
know-
thinking.
Yes, could you believe that?
No.
You know, I was thinking, you know how people come up to us, and they do, and they say, "Oh,
Come
you're
up
late."
to us for what?
You know, they come up to us when
Talk.
we're in social gatherings. They say, "How are you ladies doing? You look
Yes.
lovely," or
Yeah.
"What a lovely compliment." And what did you do? And we told them we were both models when we were younger.
Yeah, we were.
We were. and that's
Long
a-
time ago.
Yeah, many moons ago. However, I was thinking we should get an agency together that hires more mature models because it's coming back.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
It's
but
coming-
not only for models, for actors, because I just had a man on, and he just said, Mickey, and he just said that he covers all ages, and he says he also uses a lot of the older. So you would think we should open up an agency.
Well, I think we should think about it, at least discuss it.
But the problem with you, Janet, is that we could think about this for the next year.
No.
Are
If
you
come up
ready
with
to move a bit?
move? You mean move literally to a place, or move in the
Direction of opening up an old age modelling agency.
an old age modelling agency? Hey, that's a good title. The old age modelling agency.
And I guarantee we'll probably get one call a month.
No, you never know. You never know. That might just be the ticket. Old age modelling agency. I like it.
You like
I like it.
to each his own. But I'm going to be involved with this.
Stop making faces. I can see you.
What do you mean? Where can you see me? Vision.
I do. Now that I've had
You had your
The
eyes
cat-
done. She had to
now
get
that
her
I-
eyes done.
the
It's part of the
cataract
old age
surgery.
thing.
cataract surgery.
She had cataract
But
surgery.
do you
in
think
both
that's a
eyes.
good idea, darling?
I think it's a brilliant. She keeps calling me darling. Excuse me, that's an old habit of hers. I'm not really her darling, but that's
Not.
she. Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Can we not call me darling, or you
You
can't
don't
do
like
that?
it?
Well, I don't know if I like it or not because it's an old English thing, actually.
Yes, I've said darling all my life.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Everybody's her darling, so you don't know which darling is really the darling.
that's it. She's just jealous. Anyway,
I'm jealous of her because she is beautiful. Look at her, she's lovely.
my
She looked lovely
I've-
today. She's
some-
all spruced up and all.
the check's in the mail now. The
Oh, you didn't
check's
bring
in-
it with you?
I've got it in my
All
purse
right,
and I've
then.
got one in the mail as well.
All right. I've got 2 checks. Well, I think we're going to close out.
Yes, I
We're
think we
gonna-
should.
With this old age modelling.
Yes, that's it.
What
We'll-
age model agency, filming,
Yes, we should. We should think about
Old-
this seriously.
old age
We should-
housewives. Old age housewives.
Oh no, I'm not a housewife. No, don't bring that.
What do you mean you're not a housewife? You wouldn't get married again?
Well, I might if I find the
Well,
right
you would
person.
then you'd be a housewife.
I tell you what, if I find the right person who comes here for a week, takes off for 2 weeks, and then comes back for the 3rd week, be perfect.
You like that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's funny.
Well, does anybody out there would like to have
Well,
a...
the entertainers do that.
Do they?
Yes, I was very happy with the entertainer I was with.
I've never dated an entertainer.
Well,
Well,
you should.
actually, I think my one and only husband, I think he wasn't an entertainer. He's a real estate guy, but I think he was an entertainer. He entertained me. Well, it's been great.
It's been
Another one of these things because you've come up with an idea. She's come up with a brilliant idea. So let's see if we could put this together. So we'll see on our next show. We'll see how far she's got with it.
Definitely. Okay.
Over and out from the Old Age Modelling Agency.
Ciao. Okay, where were we supposed to be looking?
Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And you know where we are. We're at Mariposa, and we're in Las Vegas, and it's on the corner of Sahara and something like
Sahara
that.
Decatur, that's correct.
Am I okay?
You're great.
And this
You're
is
amazing.
Troy.
How are you?
Troy, how are you?
Good to see you, beautiful.
It's
Happy
good to-
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to
And
you as well.
thank you so much for your hospitality. And number two,
What?
you know what makes your show great
What?
is it's only half of the client, but it's more the interviewer. So thank you for having
Isn't
me.
that sweet?
Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Absolutely. There's a lot of reasons why I have all the different guests I have on, and every single one of them has a story. So don't forget, behind every face, there is a story. Whatever that story is, it's important about them.
Yes.
And it is important.
It is.
We are all individuals. I just wish more people out there would like themselves.
I know. You know, some people have a complex about, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. But you know what?
Yes.
You can do all things in Christ who strengthens you.
Absolutely.
Philippians 4:13. Absolutely.
But you have to like yourself. And I always say the greatest place to, and I don't know if you ever do this, but I always feel that if you go into your bedroom's supposed to be the tranquil place of your
Exactly.
whole
Where
place.
you can shut down and relax.
Yeah, just sit. I've got nothing to think about. Well, that's the idea. That's the idea. Think about nothing.
Right.
Just put yourself into a place and start thinking all the good things you've done, not the bad things.
And just
And the
meditate.
reason I bring that up is because this gentleman, Troy, has been through, you were homeless. Well, start with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
so,
are homeless in Vegas now.
Right, and the reason is because, like everything else in Las Vegas, when you live in Las Vegas, some of the profession is you can be a professional gambler. So I tried my hand at gambling as soon as I turned 21, and guess what? I went from being broke to living in my car to couch hopping because I could not wait to get paid because that meant I had money to go down to the
As
casino.
soon as you had the money,
I was going to hit the big one. And my thing was craps and blackjack, and it destroyed me. You know, it
well,
destroyed me.
craps is, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It's like, roll the dice and what have you.
And I got to where I became a good liar, and I always
Became a cheater, a liar.
no. I ended up staying in my vehicle for a little while, but you know what happens in Nevada when you don't pay your insurance and you get pulled over.
Then you take the car.
So I was in Lake Tahoe at the time, so I had a key to the lockers. So I was staying in and out of the locker rooms at night before the ski crew would come in the morning. But
So you worked all this out
Yes.
so that you could gamble.
oh yeah, I had a system, which meant I was broke.
He had a system where he was always going to
broke.
make that
Always,
money.
yeah.
You were
And,
always going to have that
and
extra.
it was like a demon around my neck. You know, it just had a hold of me.
How do you think that
And,
got a hold of you? How does that exactly happen?
Money. I could see and I could hear the stories about people hitting the mega bugs and doing.
That's
what's
all
called
you
the
listened to. You didn't listen to the people that lost.
Oh no,
You
I
didn't
listened.
wanna-
I listened to the one or two winners that happened to get lucky.
So it is just
you
one
know.
or two winners.
Yeah,
It
and I
truly
was
is.
not lucky. Actually, I wasn't lucky at all. But it taught me a lesson to listen to people that really care about you when they give you advice.
And
You
did
you
you
gotta
start
take it.
having that? Was that
Yeah.
becoming part of your life, of starting to break you from gambling? How did you break yourself?
Well, I made a deal with Christ. I said, Christ, if you can rescue me and get me out of this, then I'll work for your kingdom here on earth. And so He rescued me. And I got to the point where I just stopped gambling completely. And He told me to go back and feed my sheep. So from my experience of having an addiction
Yes.
and having no place to lay my head at night, I was equipped for the journey in the mission field that we called me into right here in Las Vegas.
So now the story has totally changed, and it's an amazing story. So you go to church a lot, but rather than going to church a lot, you pray a lot every day.
Every
which
day.
means that you don't have to always be in church, and church is not the real. It is the real thing, yes, but you don't always have to go to church to cure yourself or to help other people or do anything,
No,
correct?
that's correct. You don't have to go to a church to be a believer in Christ. It's a relationship in your heart
That you have.
that I have
you
with
personally
Jesus
have.
Christ, and that transformed my heart. Because I can go to church and not pay attention to what's going on and listen to the people around me or not even hear the message and just check that box off of churchianity because I went to church. But it's a relationship with Jesus Christ.
But
for
you
me.
have every day, 24 hours a day.
Every day.
You have them 24 hours a day. You have a
And you know
relationship.
what's cool about being single is people say, how do you be single? I'm like, I'm not single. I'm in a great relationship with
It's
Jesus
funny
Christ.
you should say that because I was thinking that I'm never alone.
Never.
I'm never alone. Even
Yeah.
if I'm alone, basically, I'm alone in my
Right.
house, but I'm not alone
Right.
because I've got You know,
And you
Jesus
got
up
people
there.
that love you and care about you legitimately that will
Yes,
call
I do.
you,
Yes, yes.
even when you're
And
not
we
in
all
the
have
studio.
that.
Yes, yes.
But we have to create that too, though.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that don't have friends. A lot of people that, but you've got to give a little. If you give a little, you get a little back.
Right, and you have to create that environment for yourself. You can't be a Christian staying at home.
No.
You got to get out and do the community part.
Especially if you're one that has changed completely, which you have.
Yes, completely.
You've changed completely, so you can spread that message out there that it works.
Yes, absolutely.
But you don't
And
have to go to church if you don't want to.
Right, because I'm a living testimony of it. I mean, I'm about, my walk with Christ isn't part-time. Neither was his ministry here on earth for the 3.5 years that he walked amongst the lost, the broken, the hurting, the sad, the
Yes.
depressed, and those that had no hope. Just to be present with them and to love on them. And so that's a relationship that I choose to have with him, and I get to exude that with people that I come in contact with every single
And
day.
you know who's interested about it
yeah.
or who isn't, and you know when to
You
keep
know,
talking.
It's called discernment.
And you know when to drop the subject completely because
Right.
they're not paying attention to you.
Right.
Now, you are doing an awful lot in City Hall with the mayor and everything. You just got honoured by the mayor, didn't you?
Well,
You've got lots of stuff going on. So
It was an ordination at City Hall Council Chambers, December 2nd, and of course the mayor had prior events going on. But I've been working with the mayor in what's called the Mayor's Faith Initiative since 2014,
Okay.
to where she has handpicked spiritual leaders in the community to go out into the community through education, fatherlessness, homelessness, and to create an environment where, because she realized the greatest hospital that's in every single community, not just in Las Vegas but around the world,
Yes.
is what? It's a church. The church. People go to church because it's a hospital. And so anyway, to get back,
That is true because it mends you. It might not
Right,
physically
right.
have all the instruments.
So-
That's not what it had.
right. So I started working with her, and I was appointed to be over the homeless. We do things like hydrating the homeless, and I go above and beyond that because for me, in order to get to know somebody's story, I got to become their friend.
Yes.
So I have to walk.
But you have to be their friend first.
Right.
And then you
I
can
can't
help
just
them.
walk up to somebody and say, you know what,
I'm
I
gonna help
got
you.
a card. I'm going to help you. Give me a call. I have to build a relationship so they
Number
can
one, a
trust
homeless
me.
is not going to give you a call.
No. And because no matter what avenue or they have taken to get to where they're at in their life, they're there.
Yes.
And Christ called me to go back into the mission field and build relationships with them so I can get to know them and find out what they need and help them, because through the Mayor's Faith Initiative, we have services through Clark County Social Services, the City of Las Vegas, first responders, for-profits and nonprofits, where somebody calls me and says, I need this,
You
A,
need
B, and
some
C,
help, yes.
I can connect them
Yes.
immediately.
With any one of those,
exactly.
or even you can go in
and that
yourself.
helps to build their foundation, to where they can start to get their life back
Now,
together.
I had another young lady on, and I was quoting that there was 16, maybe 17, maybe 15,000 homeless young people in Nevada, mostly in Vegas. Is that true?
It's more, well, we do a census count, and what's coming up at the end of the month, where we go out in teams and we actually count the homeless. And some people, even though they may be homeless, they might be living in their car or at work.
Yeah.
So
Under the tunnels,
right?
in the
Exactly.
tunnels.
So we do the best we can, but it's upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 official homeless in Clark County alone, and that allows us to go back to the federal government and ask for a specific amount of money
to take care of
to take care of the issue
But
of
there's
the
also a
homeless.
lot of homeless
It's a
people,
census.
especially the young children. They don't like to admit they're
Oh, no.
homeless, and the reason the children don't like to admit they're homeless is because some of them do go to school,
Right.
but they don't want
They
to
get straight
tell.
A's.
Huh?
They get straight A's.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but no, they do. But they don't want to tell people,
No.
other children that they're homeless because then they're going to get picked on.
Right.
And, children are very cruel. They sort of, they.
Because when I was in high school, I was cool, and I ain't got
I
no
bet
problems.
you were a cool dude.
No,
Still
I ain't got
is.
no problems, but people, when the teacher asks people what they want to be in school,
Yeah.
and they raise their hand because they want to be the president, senator, a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, a teacher, a corporate CEO, no one ever says that they want to be addicted or homeless.
No, it just.
And it's
Does
sad.
it kind of, I don't know, but
You
does
have to
that
be
kind of
upfront,
happen
yeah.
as a weakness or does it
It is.
happen as an escape?
It's two things. It's I've got this, and it's also they're ashamed.
Ashamed of themselves?
Not necessarily themselves, but of what people are going to say and how they're going to be judged, especially in school.
School is really very, very
Hey,
cruel.
loser! You want some food? You homeless?
You
it's
can't
terri-
sit at our
No,
table,
and
you can't-
Unfortunately, people are rude like that. Not all of them, but
That's school, that's
you know,
children, that's people. That's
And
the
God,
young-
God's called me back in the mission field right here in Las Vegas to go out into the street and build relationships. And I love what I do. I've never taken a penny, Ninon, from anybody I've ever helped. You know why? Because God provides. I've got no money, but I've got transitional housing. I've got no money, but I can get you a bus pass for a month. I got no money, but I can get you a free haircut and a suit for your job
So
interview.
you're doing everything. So
I
you're
love it.
actually totally giving out to everybody. Now,
Completely.
did I may be mistaken, but I think eBay, didn't eBay?
Yeah,
eBay,
well,
I
so-
have to mention this because we hear a lot about eBay of dissatisfaction of their company sometimes, of what goes on and what happens. So I want to present something that's a little different, that's actually helping you, what you want to do. And what is this eBay thing? It's the son actually of eBay.
So I was doing some inspections for the property manager of a beautiful property in Las Vegas, a big spread, Tolga Village. And so at the ordination at City Hall, December 2nd,
Yeah.
the property manager, quote unquote, came to be a part of it. Well, he's not the property manager. He's very connected. He's extremely connected. He's part of the family. And he's like, I like what you do. He goes, we've done our homework.
Yeah,
He was at the
of course,
ordination.
yes.
And he's like, we want to partner with you so we can really do some cool things for our inner city youth,
Yeah.
our at-risk families and youth, and our homeless. And I said, this is awesome. That's how God
Perfect.
works. It's great.
And
I
so
love
he
it.
wants to help you in everything.
Yep.
So what is your next? You've obviously got things within yourself that you feel you want to do for Vegas,
Right.
because you're living in Vegas now.
Sure, my home.
And this is your home. And this is where are you going? What is in your mind of what you really want to make a difference and how you can make that difference?
Well, I want to make my city better today than it was yesterday, and a whole lot better tomorrow than it was today, because part of doing that isn't the beautiful life down the strip, because we're known around the world as Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in
Stays in-
Vegas.
well, it doesn't anymore.
But I call Las Vegas Sin City, but I also call it Saint City.
Playground. It's a big playground.
It is, and you got to realize an eighth mile from the beautiful, most glamorous strip in the world
Yes.
are families, houses, schools, shopping
And
centers.
it's become bigger and bigger,
Bigger.
hasn't it?
And
Yes.
so there's a community here of people, even though you see what's happening on the strip, there's families here. And I want to create an environment, a healthy environment where we can not just uplift those that are homeless and at risk, but create a
Businesses.
vibrant, healthy community. And I've been doing it for a long time, and I've been able to make some very, very good friends at City Hall. And I got to meet people like you and your
Oh,
team. You're
thank you,
amazing. I
thank
love you
thank
very much.
Oh, isn't it?
And so this is where we're going. We're going to get started, and we're going to hit the ground
Well,
running, and off we
hopefully
go.
what I do, if you don't know what Vegas Live with Ninon does, I'll explain it. We actually help anybody that comes on our set, we help them by putting them out there so they can talk about what they're doing. Just like Troy is talking about what he does. He doesn't get paid for it, but he does it all from his heart. But he learned, and you did learn. You learned from what your mistakes and the things you did and the things
What to do and what
You
not
can
to do.
gamble at any state, any place in the entire world. I know that because I had a husband that gambled, but he wasn't addicted the way you were. Fortunately, we still kept the house and the car and the dogs. We didn't sell our dogs.
Thank God.
Thank God, that was my beautiful dogs. But so what we do is we help other people out there, whether you're in the music business, whether you're a singer, it doesn't matter what you are. Business doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No, and it doesn't matter because we need to help people, especially now in this
Yes,
day and age.
exactly.
I think we need to help
It's crazy.
people.
Yeah.
Crazy
we
times
have
we're
COVID.
living in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I know the rich are getting richer. We've never had so many millionaires and billionaires. We used to be able to count them. I mean, I can't even count them anymore.
Not your neighbor.
No, yeah. You can't count them anymore.
With this COVID thing, we didn't want it, we didn't ask for it, we didn't pray for it, and here it is. So we're having to try to navigate and deal with this COVID thing, and we're doing the best we can. But you know
But
what?
don't you think we've all done well?
Well, we've done very well comparatively. Absolutely,
We've done
it's just
extremely
amazing
well.
because
It's amazing what the human being can do. It's amazing how
we
can-
adapt.
We adapt and we survive. I think it's brought a lot of us closer. I also think it's opened up a lot of our minds of doing something different.
Yes.
Rather than going to the office all the time, which we're having a problem because we've got a lot of people that
At home,
come.
yeah.
A lot of people are at home now. They're doing their stuff at home, and they're not going to an office job. And I don't want to go to an office job anymore, so it's become a problem. But but it's all. So, what is your next step, Troy?
Well, my next step is I partner with some really cool people. We're starting a nonprofit. It's called 702 Reach, and what we're going to do is we're going to create an environment where somebody can call us with rental assistance, car payment, whatever it may be, and we want to be able to respond within 24 hours to help that individual. We're not going to be welfare. We're not going to be a handout. We're going to be a hand up. We're going to help people and create a healthy environment where they can become self-sustainable.
In other words, you're not going to give them the money, but you might pay the car payment.
Exactly.
Yes. It's funny
Or the
because I
rent,
did
yeah.
that. I did that with when I had a foundation. It was called Kids Talk. I never gave any of the family the money.
Right.
But I would pay for their
Sure.
education, but it would go directly to work because I was afraid what happened to the money. I'll pay
No,
the rent
you
or do
can't.
something.
But
completely
by
different.
the way, my car payment's due. Can we talk afterwards?
Yes, yeah.
Thank God. Just kidding.
But no, so you take care of that, and then you
Yes.
help them along their
Yes.
way and
Yeah,
whatever.
what we want to do right next is I want to partner with UNLV, which we did at 21st and Sunrise,
Okay.
and give away 30 scholarships to inner city at-risk youth who are doing well in school but don't
I was going to say with the
don't
ones
have
that are,
that
that
next
money.
ability to take that next step, where we can come in and say, you're doing really well, and we'd like to offer you scholarships.
That's
It's
because
just-
that's what I
it's
did with
awesome.
my Kids Talk thing. I did it for Loyola
so
Marymount
cool.
University, and I used to give away
And
scholarships.
it's so
and things.
unexpected, but these kids
Yeah.
are so grateful, and UNLV has been a huge
And
partner.
you
and
are giving them the opportunity to have an education, just
Absolutely.
because they came from a family that doesn't have as much money, or they can't get,
Yeah.
they can't go to university,
Yeah.
or they can't go to college. So you give them that.
Right, there are people that we've dealt with in the inner city where we'll go to their house and they don't get food because they don't have power, they don't have refrigeration.
So you'll pay their electric bill.
Well,
so
yeah,
or you'll-
or we'll connect them with a reduced rate because of their income. There's
Yes.
a whole host of things that we do that we can come alongside those who are struggling and really just help them.
and just help them out.
Love
there.
it.
So how can anybody reach you?
Well, you can get a hold of me at troyoglesbee@yahoo.com. It's TROYOGLESBEE @yahoo.com. Text me, let me know what's going on. Let's connect. Let me buy you a coffee. Love to meet you. And again, thank you so much, Ninon. You're
Thank you,
amazing.
Troy.
I love my city. I want to be a part of it, not just so I can say I live in Las Vegas, but I want to be part of the change. So God bless you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
will enjoy this.
Isn't he amazing? Troy is just amazing. We should have more people out there. But we really do have a lot of people like Troy out there. But I was lucky enough to get him on my show, thanks to Terry Arnold.
I was
invited you.
the lucky one, the blessed one. I've heard a lot about you. You're amazing, and thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Keep going. Keep doing
I'll
what you
keep
do.
doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
I'll keep doing what I'm doing. See, look, I got double exposure.
That's
I love
right.
it. I love every bit. Thank you for watching, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others?
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. You know who I am. I'm Ninon de Pureza. And as you can see, I have a whole crew here. They're all in the film business. They're all producers, directors, writers, you name it, that's what they are. And they've built this entire empire in Vegas, because Vegas is not known for its filming, its producing, but they've built it up so much. Brenda, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
And Mike?
I'm fine.
You're
How are
doing
you?
good. And Dale. Dale's been on my show many times. Well, you've been on my show many
Yes.
times. And
Yes.
you write. You're a writer, aren't you?
Yes.
You produce and
Yes.
write.
Yes.
You do both.
Yes.
Which is your favorite?
Oh,
Probably directing and producing and telling everybody
writing
what to
and
do.
editing usually.
Writing and editing. But do you like that because you're on your own? Because editing, you're mostly on your own.
Right.
See, I know that. And this guy actually happens to be very shy. He's a bit on the shy side.
Not
Well,
shy,
with me.
reserved.
I love that word. So it's no longer shy.
Mysterious.
Now reserved. Oh, now it's now you're mysterious. Hi, Mike, how you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. It's
He's
good we
holding
got a
back.
whole group.
We're all Ninon junkies, so we
Yes.
keep coming back.
We
keep coming back.
We keep coming back, but the reason that they keep coming back is because, one, they're invited and always invited on my set, but also for what you're all doing for Vegas in the entertainment and the film. How's it going?
It's going really good. We have 3 films being shown next, not this Saturday and Sunday, but the 26th and the 27th.
I believe I'm doing the red carpet on
Yes,
the 26th
you're doing the red carpet, and it's
the 20th.
right. And we entered a challenge called the Lucky 7 Film Challenge, and there were 7 filmmakers, and we are the survivors.
The other survivors. So there's only 3 that have survived.
Correct.
And each one of you are doing your own movie.
Correct.
And why is it called the 7? Was it because it was 7 producers?
No, there were 7 filmmakers.
7
It
filmmakers?
started with seven. It was 7 filmmakers making 7 films for $7,000
Each.
and with 7 crew members, or no more than that.
And 7 to 10 days.
In 7 to 10 days. So this had to be written, produced.
No, it could be written before, but it had to be shot
Had to be
in 7 to 10
filmed
days.
within.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that difficult?
Yeah.
Yes. It was
The horse-
extremely
this is from the
difficult.
horse's mouth. They know.
As you see, that's why we have a lot more filmmakers with us. Not.
Yeah,
But,
So you say now there's less. There's only the 3 of you.
Right.
And why is that?
it was a challenge,
And they couldn't
literally.
do
Yeah.
the challenge.
It's not that they couldn't do it, but maybe, things happen. We're
Yeah,
in the middle
things
of
happen.
COVID. People have families.
Yeah, but you know
they have
something, I want to tell you
jobs.
something. When you've got something to do, you do it. You three
Right.
have done it. So obviously there's people out there that can do it.
I know with a couple of them there were schedule issues, like Joe Lujan and Drew.
Oh, Joe Lujan, I like that.
I don't think Drew even really tried to start, but because, things come up and
Yes.
then you do other things. I think
And
with
there's priorities too,
with,
I guess.
with
you know.
Glenn, he was going to make a film. He was an alternate.
But he was already my DP, so he was so buried in my film
he was
that he was
buried,
like, yeah.
and then he had to shoot conventions. That's his bread and butter.
So we have priorities
Yes,
going
the
on.
priorities
Correct.
came
And
up.
what you need to do and how
Correct.
you need to do it.
Yeah.
How much do you like this 7?
I actually thought it was a brilliant idea. I believe that the whole
Was?
thing. Well, it's a brilliant
It still
idea.
is. It still is.
It still is. I
It's
don't know
still
if
is.
they're going to continue it on or not. But it was also the experiment for
Yes.
what to come. So there was a lot of things that could have been done, but you learn as you go, and that's
Well, that's
basically
the
when the
whole
guys
idea.
that came up with it was they learned as they went, and as we did,
Yes.
as I did.
Yeah.
Well, don't you learn from every movie? Well, you will know this. For every movie you write this movie, and you've got in your head all these characters and all these people, and then you bring it, to a producer or director or whatever, whoever you bring it to, and they see it in a different light than you see it. So it changes slightly.
Yeah.
And I know writers don't like that. A writer does not like that. He likes what I've written is what it is.
Well, it depends. I mean, mine so far, I've wrote and directed, so.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I've
that's
changed things
I
as
wrote
the
and directed
director.
mine too, but
But you can because
Right.
doesn't matter. He's directing and he's written.
I was going to write and direct mine now because it's based on a story I had like 30 years ago, this Bigfoot story.
Okay.
But Michael Kearney, who's on a film that I'm working on called Evil Dwells Within, he writes screenplays, and he asked my producer Robert, he's like, "You think Michael let me write his script?" And I'm thinking, I'm busy. Maybe that's a good idea. So,
Great
so
idea.
he wrote it. I said, "Michael, this is the story." I laid it down for him.
Awesome.
But then he kind of went on his own story, and he made the Aussie guy a Sasquatch
but they
headhunter,
would,
and I'm like, no, he's not.
Because that's the character of who we are. It's like how I do mine. Somebody
Yeah.
else is going to do it totally
well,
different.
plus you take ownership of it, I think.
But
Well,
but
you do.
he
Yeah,
did a
for
really
sure.
good job, though.
It's fine.
I mean, when you're writing, I mean, of course, you see the outline and the idea, but
Yes.
then when you're in there writing it, the ideas come up, it pops in your head, and you
And
take
that's not
ownership
the
of it.
same as a director reads it or puts it together or the producer. Or
Yeah,
whoever
unless
it's
you do it all like the three of us did.
How hard was it putting your... Now, each one of you have a separate movie, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And how long is the movie?
Mine's an hour and 48 minutes.
You have to shoot an hour and 48 minutes in 10 days?
Yeah, but see, when you were saying that the writer sticks to the script, I really didn't. I wrote a script. I had an idea. It was only 80 pages, but I let the actors kind of take. We sat, we talked about it.
Take
We did
your
a lot
part
of. We
further.
did some improv, and then we added stunts. So it ended up being an hour and 48. Especially when you do like the scene shots, and we were up in Mount Charleston. My girlfriend has a house up there, so. It was a beautiful location, and depending on what side of the house we were filming. So,
So you had everything kind of ready made for you. You didn't have to...
we had scenery for sure.
Yeah, see?
But yeah, so I think it just depends on the filmmaker. Like
Yes.
for me, I didn't stick strictly to the script because I really couldn't,
And you were flexible with it. You didn't...
Yeah,
kinda
and
mind.
it made it a lot more fun,
And
actually,
and
for
did
everybody.
Did it make the script even more potent
I
out
think,
there?
yeah, I worked with people who are smart. I don't like to work with people who aren't like creative. So,
Yes.
and I think all actors and everybody's involved in this industry is creative, down to the lighting guy. So everybody's kind of adds their creativity to it. So mine was definitely a community project.
So you're happy with your project. You're happy how it came out.
Yes.
And now on the 26th and 27th, because I don't know which one's going to be playing, that is it's going to be the first time it's out there.
Yes.
And you've sold. I understand you're sold out of a lot of the
His
stuff.
is sold out. I think I have
Ooh,
20
so-
tickets left, and Mike's. I don't know how many. He's got a few tickets left.
There's plenty. Come see
But-
Drone Down.
Yes, come see Joe.
Sunday.
Yes, and
Sunday.
then we
Your
all
one
have
is yours,
charities.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, 5:30.
Saturday at
26th.
5:30, 26. I'm going to be on the red carpet interviewing all your actors and you and everything else for that. And so, and what's the name of yours?
Mine is House in Time.
House in Time. House in Time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a drama, fantasy, time travel.
Oh, we love to live in a fantasy world, don't we? Is it kind of fantasy?
Yeah, it's what am I going to say? It's a little heavy.
Little heavy at
Dramatic.
times. Is
Yeah.
it dramatic? Is there any killing or anything drama like that in it? And does somebody get
It really
killed?
doesn't rely too much on like effects or action. There is a little bit of effects, little bit of action, but it's mainly just
Mainly a
an
story.
intriguing story and a character.
Yeah, the character. Are you in the movie?
No.
Never wanted to be an actor. Behind the scenes.
Got to do a cameo.
Yeah, but his ticket sales are going to what charity?
Hookers for Jesus. It's a.
Like that.
I do.
I should
love
remember
that.
they have Destiny House too. I could have, but that would
So
have fit
you
with.
think these hookers need help?
This is they help people women that have been negatively impacted by the sex industry
Yes,
and
yes.
sex trafficking.
And now they can change their way of thinking or way of living or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And would it be because they're a little older and it's not the same as it was when they were younger?
You know, I don't know the statistics
You're
on
not
that.
going there, are
I
you?
don't know what.
I'm sure
Okay,
they're probably
all right.
helping women that have been sex trafficked
Yes,
and,
that's right.
and
All
that kind of
and
thing.
Now
So
but then now they're older and now it's a little different life, but they can still reach Jesus.
right.
Maybe I don't know if they're necessarily older. There might be some. I have no idea.
Who knows? So we've got your movie, Mike. what's
Drone
yours?
Down will be Sunday at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
and that is the Bigfoot movie.
Bigfoot.
And as I was saying, Michael wrote the script based on my story, and you were asking, how are the stories?
Yes, yes.
I'm very happy because what he added to the characters, he added things that I did not have in there, and between
And
the
you're
two of
happy
us,
with it?
yes, very happy.
Because since you're a writer as well, normally you're not
Yeah.
happy with somebody else's
Exactly.
stuff.
It's such a hard thing to have
ideas,
two.
like, no.
And we did. We had some different ideas, but
Yeah.
it's like we got to do, the way I said. But what he added with like the character that Raph plays, this guy named Jared in the story, he made him this authoritative jerk, and where I just had a ranger guy in there, and I hadn't fleshed him out, and Michael really fleshed him out. So he had a sheriff with the Texas twang and the authoritative ranger
And how long
guy.
is your movie?
It's going to be about 95 minutes.
95. So they're all long movies. They're real
Mm-hmm.
straight ahead movie. That's amazing.
My movie is called Rogue Angel, and it's a women empowerment film. It has a little horror and a little thriller in it.
Okay. Did anybody get killed in it?
People get killed in it. It's a woman on a mission to protect her sister from domestic violence.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
and Jackie Gahardy plays the lead, and she's a fantastic actress and stunt woman, and she kicks butt. And so she's the unlikely hero. And my charity is Project 150, and it helps homeless teens stay in high school because their whole focus is to make sure that kids can be couch surfing and whatever, but they think if they can keep them in school, that they have a better chance at life.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Education is the freedom of life anyway.
Right, so
As long as
I
you
really
get
want
there,
to
you
sell.
can learn.
Right, and I really want to sell those 20 tickets. I'd really like to have it sold out for that, and
Well, you got another week, a whole week to go. Yeah.
we got another week to
Yeah,
go.
you got
But
another
yes,
week to go.
yes. So yes, it's very
So
good.
How can they get tickets for yours?
They go to brownpapertickets.com.
Brownpapertickets.com.
But
Las
if
Vegas.
you look up Lucky Sevens
Okay,
Film
look up
Challenge,
Lucky Seven.
yeah, there will be links to the
Now,
brown
what's
paper.
your charity?
My charity is Heaven Can Wait Animal Shelter.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the animal shelter.
Yeah, so it's like how can we save less kills?
You know, it's amazing how many people just leave animals and just leave them to rot.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
how can you do that to an animal?
And what happens is people are in like living situations and then they lose their place or
But at least
you
try
know.
to put the animal, the cat or whatever you have, in a place where it can be taken care of.
I mean, I actually personally went through something like this with my mom's dogs. I had to put her into assisted living in December, and she was able to take one dog, but the dogs were sisters, German Shepherds, and
Oh, my
and I'm in
goodness.
Arizona, and my son has allergies. We've already got a shepherd and two he can't take. so my wife's like, do not bring it home. And I'm like, okay, but I have
What do
to
you want
leave.
me to do?
Yeah. So I did reach out to a family member in another city, and then he has since found a home, another
see,
home
that's-
for it.
But you made the effort to do that for an hour.
Oh,
Animals-
yeah. No,
animals
it's-
can't do that. They
I-
just walk around trying to get food.
But that was the
I know.
discussion, though. It's like, well, if no one takes Gretchen's dog's name. No one takes Gretchen. You got to bring her to a shelter, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I didn't want to.
We know what happens in shelters
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And so it's all. So you've all got great charities going. You've all done this incredible. Now you obviously did you have to raise money for this movie, or how did this movie? It doesn't just suddenly happen.
The Jeremy Settles and Ben Stober raised the money through Indiegogo
Okay.
for all 7 films.
Okay.
I think they've kind of, they're gonna spend the money in other places, probably give
Yes.
some of it to some of the charities. I'm not really sure what
Whatever,
their
but-
plans are, but they did. But it was. People donated, so we have executive producers, and it was a community project.
Yeah, that is it. And doesn't it make you all feel worthwhile
Oh, yeah.
doing something like this? And it makes you feel good. Brenda, you happened to mention. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I wouldn't have made this film if it wasn't for the Lucky
For the
Sevens.
Lucky
I-
Sevens.
I
this
wouldn't
this would have
have
been a film I
picked
wouldn't have done.
if he didn't
Yeah.
recommend me.
So he recommended.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like a round robin thing. It's like everybody helps everybody.
Thank you, Mike.
Now, Brenda, you were talking about you were making another movie. You have another movie going. Can we
Yeah.
talk about that?
Well, I'm actually it's a micro series called Mom Squad that we're still working
the
on. I
Mom
actually had raised
Squad.
the money to make it, and then I got the Lucky Sevens Film Challenge, and the Film Challenge was like on a time level. So I still have 3 more episodes to make, but we've made 7, and a trailer for Mom Squad will be on front of every film during the challenge.
Fabulous.
So that'll be
Fabulous.
good. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Anything else?
I was making Evil Dwells Within with Robert Krause, who is the producer-writer of that. And when Lucky Sevens came up, someone's handing you money, and it's like, here, you can make this film, and it's going to be really quick. Well, nothing goes really quick.
No.
We're still here, but I had to put that movie on hold.
Yes.
And so I apologize to all the other actors and
Well,
crew.
that's okay. You're still going. You're going to.
Oh, yeah. I got to return right
Yes.
back to it, but I basically
Absolutely.
took a break to make another movie.
Absolutely fabulous. So that's wonderful. How can anybody reach you, Mike?
You can find me on Facebook. My website is midnightsunentertainment.com. So there's contact info there.
Wonderful, Brenda.
You can find me on Facebook, and I am also on Instagram at Mama Bird Nest. And
What's this Mama Bird Nest?
that's another whole story.
It sounds like it.
But yes, because I'm Mama Bird Productions.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me right now.
And that's where they can send donations and also buy tickets.
So they're going to send the donations to Project 150. If they want to buy tickets, they got to go to brownpapertickets.com.
And additionally, when they come to the theater, if they, Ben, do you know if they're still doing the canned food and stuff at the theater?
Yes.
So they can bring further donations to the theater. Obviously, our ticket sales all go to our charities.
Yes.
But if people come to the theater and they want to further donate, you can.
Okay, wonderful. And what about you, Dale?
Facebook, nevinfilms.com. Yeah, that's about
That's
it.
about it.
I've got
And
more,
do
but-
you write for other people? If somebody has an idea, do you write?
No, I have not yet.
You have not
And
yet done that.
Like Mike was saying on his, I wouldn't have made this movie. I wouldn't have come up with this story if it wasn't for this Lucky Sevens.
Lucky Sevens.
So yeah, I'm real excited about it. And people, even though we're sold out, we're hoping we're in the works to very soon maybe have some more tickets available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all very exciting. It's sort of gone quite wild, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a great opportunity, especially for producers, because you're all producers,
Right.
you're all directors. And it seems like they're all well. You write too.
I write.
So they all do everything, all above. They do the whole thing. So, which you have to know, because if you're in the business, you've got to know how to direct all this, because you've got to direct all the actors, and you've got to, you in your head, you've got what's going on and what's happening, and every day and the whole bit. So, what advice, Mike, would you give the younger generation to going into the film business?
Oh man. Study the greats: Hitchcock, Cameron.
Good idea.
Yeah, definitely look at the styles of different filmmakers, and I say the best way to break into the business is to help on other projects.
Yes.
Even if you aren't getting paid, you might not have gotten onto a project, but But you might show up with some Red Bull at a late night shoot, and like the crew's like, "Hey," and then come over here. But I'm saying you can volunteer yourself getting onto other projects and see how
getting
they.
onto a set, getting onto a set and being seen and being noticed, and also saying yes to kind of, that maybe the director says, well, can you go and get that light for me, or can you be part of the background here? Do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a guy, Dalton, who worked with you, and I don't know about you, Dale, but Dalton came out from Georgia, and he did just that. He's like, "Can I help you?" And it's like, all of a sudden, everybody was asking for Dalton.
He was great.
See, he was
Yeah,
willing and able.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you advise?
I would say, because everybody has access to an iPhone, is, especially if you're young, is just make your films off your iPhone, and then maybe study some camera angles, and then kind of get creative and just do your own thing. I think studying other people is great, but then be you, because everything's always changing, and those greats will be the past greats, and the new greats are going to come up with something that are going to blow our minds.
Absolutely.
So I think that just be you and use your phone.
Use your phone. Use anything you have out there. Use it. Now, what would you say to the younger generation? How to start writing a movie? Because that's what you really.
How to start writing.
Yeah.
Well, read scripts.
Other people's scripts.
Yeah, read scripts. Write a lot. Read a lot. And
Invent.
yeah, and for the filmmaking and writing, I would say expect to put in a lot of time. It takes a long time to finally. Don't expect to
And don't get disappointed.
get it overnight.
Yeah, you can't get it
takes
overnight.
years
And don't be disappointed out there, because there's lots of no's, but it's that one yes. Take you over the hill. Be fabulous. Absolutely. So this has been amazing. And this is on at the Galaxy Theatre, that you can buy tickets on the 26th and the 27th. The first movie starts at 5:30. I think I'm getting all my facts right. I don't know. Am I getting my facts right?
Yeah.
Am I okay,
Saturday at 5:30.
30 and
on
then mine's at
26th.
8. His is 5:30 on Saturday.
5:30.
Mine's at 8.
Yours at 8, and then
And
Sunday.
then mine's Sunday at 5:30.
Sunday at 5.
Followed by awards, which people could come to. So.
Followed by the awards.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you for everybody. My producer is like saying, Ninon, how about Mariposa? Mariposa restaurant, which is absolutely amazing. It's Mexican cuisine. It's a little bit of it's really beautiful in here. There's a lot of lights, there's a lot of flowers, a lot of stuff, incredible bar, and then there's me. So don't forget to come in. It's absolutely amazing. They also have happy hour, which I think starts at 4 o'clock or 4:30 and goes all the way to 7, I believe. I could be wrong, but they have happy hour. They also have a stage here, so if anybody wants to come here and perform, I guess call the owner or the manager or somebody, and maybe you can perform here. And I will be right back with my next guest. But don't forget YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget Ninon. She's here. Put her out there, because if you don't put me out there, I might just stay here, which is not too bad.
Wait.
Is it?
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
Nina.
Amazing. We'll be right back with the next guest. Take care. back again to Vegas Live with Ninon, and I've got two, I believe they're comedians, I'm not sure, but I believe that's what they call themselves. I have Merrill, and Marek.
Yep, you got
Correct.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Got that correct, so I don't know if I'm going to remember that through the whole thing, but oh, here we go. So he knows everything I'm going to do, so I just have to sit here, okay.
I like your hair, by the way.
You like my hair?
It's beautiful.
Why?
Your hair is always nice. You changed it. I don't know. It's nice.
Dude, it's so funny.
You like layered it and everything. It looks good.
I did layer it, but I had it done yesterday. I had, you know, you get women have all this color. You don't have to worry about your hair. All he does, he gets out that little rag in the morning, he gets some furniture polish, and he gets
little dab of shampoo, and that's it, buddy. And it's, you know.
Well, with him,
you use shampoo.
Very little. Very little.
I use him, you know.
Damn little.
Exactly. Yeah.
I use him as a fortune teller. I just rub his head and see
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, has any fortune come out of this head of his yet?
No, not yet. We're waiting for it, but we're working hard for it.
Do you think he's got a long wait, or what do you think?
No, I think we're going to be doing good pretty darn soon.
Soon? Why soon? Why not now?
I liked it. Of course. Okay, I'm
I'm
on for it.
Yeah.
I'm on for it.
The sooner the better, obviously, is what we want.
Obviously. Are you the straight man, or are you the, you know, in a comedian thing, you have the straight man and the funny man. So what are you? I don't think he knows what he is.
I think we're both.
We're both funny
we
men,
both.
yeah.
I'll let him do his thing, and I'll be quiet for a minute, and then I'll do my thing, and then he's quiet. I think we take turns.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing together that you really like to do that edges each other on?
For me, in my opinion, I think Greg is like one of the king of one-liners, kind of like the handy.
Yeah, I do a lot of one-liners.
And like when I was working at the hotel we worked at together, I used to do impersonations, and like the cooks, the staff, everyone would crack up.
So you both have your individual style, and now you've put it together, and does it work, or where are you performing now?
Well, it does work. We did backstage in Boulder City. We did
the backstop.
Excuse me. And we
Because
did.
they're in backstage. They haven't even got on the stage yet. They're still on the backstage, waiting to get on.
Yeah, they said it's curtains for us. Anyway, so
that was supposed to be a joke.
That was supposed to be a joke. So what we did is we did weddings. We did the backstop in Boulder City, and things like that, and churches. And we're about to take off, and then several agencies wanted to put us on, and then the COVID came, and so now.
So you were going to blame COVID for not getting out there?
Well, at that time, but not now.
All right.
No, I'm doing better now.
You're doing better now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got bookings.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
They're working on bookings. Now, as you know, it's very tough in Vegas because there's so many people there. There's so many comedians. Getting through, you've got to really be well known. So how can you make the two of you really well known and really out there? That person, really want those two, because you should be having bookings already.
Sure. Well,
so what are you going to do?
Maria is our producer. She's putting all. We have probably 30, 40 videos and shows out. So we're doing that. We have to share it. We have to get people to like it. We have to get to invite them to subscribers.
How's that
It's
going?
getting better and better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting better and better.
Do you, when you watch your video, do you think, well, I should do it this way, or I should do it that way, or I should make it more funny, or I should? Do you ever do you watch it?
Oh, yes. We were going over that with a fine-tooth comb yesterday. I like to watch like 2.5 Men and different things like that, where you find comedians that are really good.
Yes.
And watch every move they make, because you can say one word one way.
Well, I don't know if you want to copy somebody else, but I think you want to try to take something from each other.
Learn from them. Is it?
Yeah, just
learn
we're
from experts.
Yeah, learn from them, because we're original. We write our own skits. We do our own stuff. We have our own props, our own characters.
Yes.
So sometimes.
Well, you're both totally different characters.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think you're the talker, and you're like, get on with
quiet
it.
one.
Yeah, he's more quiet.
Yes, you've got to open up a little bit.
I know, right? Yeah, just a little bit.
It's like I have my friend Janet. Janet and I are English, and we've got this off-the-cuff thing, and we just talk about, and I pick on her all the time.
Yeah, I was watching. That's funny.
Yeah,
You guys should be a comedy team.
We are.
That's awesome.
He just said we should be a comedy team. I thought we already were.
Where can we catch your show?
Well, ask Maria. Ask Maria. We're on. Actually, we're on Vegas Live with Ninon. I believe we're also on Ninon Speaks. I know a show, right, Maria? Maria has us everywhere. like she has you everywhere. If you wanted to change something between the two of you to make it a little bit more spontaneous, to make it a little bit more uplifting rather than being laid back, I think you need to come back up a little bit. I think you're, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think probably getting more sleep would help, but I would.
Well, it's not a bad idea, but I don't know if anybody's interested in whether you get sleep or not.
Oh,
I'm not quite sure about
they're
that.
probably not.
No, I don't think
They're
really
probably
they
not.
They just,
No,
you know.
no. But I would just say, doing what you're doing while you're doing it. You're not thinking of elsewhere. You're not doing
Do
anything
what you're doing
while you're doing it. Yeah. So
All
when
right,
you're on
put
the
that
show,
together, keep it.
yeah, you're doing your show. You're not thinking about this or doing that. You're doing
What
your
you're
show.
doing.
Yeah,
Yes, you're doing
exactly.
what you're doing. So
Exactly.
where do you find your jokes from? Or do you just take them off him?
Oh God, my jokes just like most of them are creative. Like, a lot of them are inspirations from my past heroes, like Three Stooges, Jim Carrey. You
The
know.
Three Stooges.
Yeah. So
You know Hal Roach? Hal Roach was a very good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Very good friend of mine. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Extremely. I've been doing him for years.
Certainly.
Yes.
I'm a victim of circumstances.
You know how he got the little rascals? You know the little rascals?
Yeah.
He was in his, this is a true story, he was in his office. And he was watching the children wherever his office was, probably Culver City. And he was watching these kids were outside playing. And he was there for half an hour watching these kids. And he said, wait a second, I can make a show about this. And that's how he started his show.
Wow.
Because he was entertained for half an hour with these kids. So he, he put that together. Like Charlie
I didn't
Chaplin,
know
he
that.
did a lot of them.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, he did Mice
had
and
no idea,
Men.
wow.
Yeah, he did a lot of them. He was he had his own studio.
Wow.
Studio.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was an incredible man. What he did. But I'm trying to figure out how to get you two more out there. I think that I personally, I'd love to hear from any of you out there what you think they should do to get themselves up. I think you both need more energy. I think you've got to get, maybe you take some excitement. Well, I can't tell you that.
Well-
maybe you should sort of not drink coffee before you come on. But, oh no, maybe drink coffee. Give yourself, you need energy.
No,
No, he doesn't want energy.
No, well, no, I
No?
do want energy. I do want energy. But if you were to see our videos at merrillmerrickcomedy.com, you'll see we're pretty.
You're pretty good.
Yeah,
so
we're
why
pretty
aren't
good.
you like that on my show then?
Well, you know what?
Waiting.
We
I
can't.
am
We can't do that. You know,
Why?
you asked us a question, and I'm sorry, but I didn't answer your question.
All right, then answer my question.
Okay, I'll answer your question, and that is, we're working in a certain hotel together,
Yes.
and someone was asking us to do some funny stuff, so I started doing this. So I said, well, what if you have a car like in the olden days where you have to pull out the choke and it's hard to start? And I said, this is what it would probably sound like.
That means it hasn't started. Are you all right?
Yeah, I feel fine. But the executive chef would just die laughing.
howl.
And so we decided
Because
we
that's
got to.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to get it together and get this happening and do something.
Yes, absolutely. Pull
Yeah.
the choke out.
Yeah,
We'll pull your choke out.
yeah. Pull your choke out.
Yeah, get his choke working.
Yes.
La, 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 la.
Not bad.
No, am I getting there?
Not getting there.
Maybe we could be a threesome. The Three Stooges.
Certainly.
Certainly, Ollie. Certainly, Ollie. So anyway, where can anybody reach you?
Merrill
Mr.
and Merrick.
Talkative.
Yes, Merrill and Merrick comedy.com or just Merrill and Merrick. And we have our producer, Maria Pureza, who does our videos and our shows for us. And she does a fabulous job. And that's how you can get a hold of us. Like and share.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram as well.
That's right, on YouTube.
He's
YouTube,
talking.
yeah.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
He's
right.
talking. He's
Yeah,
getting up there.
let me wind him up.
Wind him up a little bit. What's your favorite joke?
Oh God, I kind of
Well, just call her Ninon.
No, Nino, I know.
Very good.
I can understand why,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Yeah.
I've never actually been able to pinpoint a joke, a certain one joke that I love. I like all forms of
You
jokes.
like all forms
yes,
of jokes.
all
You
comedy.
you like
yes,
all comedy.
Well, I mean, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic. And so
so
am
are
I.
you.
That's right. You knew I was going to say
Yeah,
that.
I know what you're going to
See,
say.
you know how you
See.
say ocean in Spanish?
Ocean?
See, see.
Yeah, well, I can speak Spanish. Taco.
Oh,
enchilada.
Puerto Rico. Oh, I got to tell you, because my energy's coming back.
Well, see, now I've woken
Oh
them
my
up.
God.
Took all the
Thank
time
you.
to wake them
No,
up.
I appreciate
Two
you.
comedians on the strip.
I appreciate you. There was this guy that was talking to me. He was Greek. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Okay.
I was like, what? He was going, Gurachki, 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 Gurachki. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Gurachki, Gurachki.
Gurachki,
Gurachki, Gurachki. I had no idea. And I said, can you please tell me what you're talking about? I'm falling asleep here. I don't have a clue. He goes, Gurachki, Gurachki. I said, what is it that you really need? He goes, I need my keys to the garage. I need my garage keys so I can drive my car. Oh my God. And go, garage keys, garage keys, garage keys.
Sounds like a bit of a nut.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm a mimic. I'm just saying everything he says. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. They really are funny when they you got to wind them up. You know, remember the little dolls you had to wind up? They go crazy. You have to wind them up. Thank you very much for watching Vegas Live with me, and thank you for all the audience out there and everybody out there for supporting us and taking care of us and putting us out there. Without you, nothing happens. And don't forget to go to YouTube, subscribe, join, all the above, and we'll be right back. And also, don't forget, Merrill is where we're filming. It's got a fabulous sign up, has a fabulous bar. And yes, they do have happy hour, 4 o'clock to 7, which is amazing. But it's very exclusive in here. It's very pretty and very lovely. Great for weddings, great for dinner. And take your sweet lady here for dinner. We'll be right back next week. Take care.
Yay.